Okay, so this is my opinion on His Wicked Reputation by Madeline Hunter, Book 1 of the Wicked trilogy. I really enjoyed it. Honestly, I was very pleasantly surprised by this one. Yeah. Honestly, I picked it because I was like the title, it's ridiculous. All right, let's do this. But I know I ended up really enjoying it. Okay, so synopsis time. Starts out with Eva and Gareth. Those are our two leads for this one. Starts out with Gareth getting the news that his eldest brother has died. Gareth is a bastard son of a duke. So he gets the news that his brother's dead, and he has to go back to help deal with the ramifications and his two other brothers, who one is now just become the duke. So it starts out with him going back home to deal with the ramifications of his brother's death. And then we also have Eva, who she is gentry. Her family has land, no title. And her sister having struggling financially. Eva has been sneaking into this old decrepit manor house that's near where they live, and she found a cache of paintings, and she's been copying the paintings and then selling them to a guy in town to make money off of it. Well, you come to find out that the house is actually Gareth's. His eldest brother Percy, was a total dick and was fighting him on his inheritance because Bastard and Percy really hated Gareth for that. These two younger brothers, Ivis and Lance, are much more chill. They actually really get along with Gareth. It was just Percy was a prick and no one really liked him. So those three really get along, and I like their dynamic. So Lance, who is now the Duke, is like, yeah, you can have the house, it's yours. And Ivis, who is a lawyer, he's looking into an investigation for these paintings that went missing during the Napoleonic Wars. Interesting thing with this book, it doesn't really tell you exactly when it is. Even I couldn't tell you exactly when it is. I just know it takes place post Napoleonic Wars. I'm not sure where Napoleon is at this time period, but it's sometime in there. So Ivis is like, hey, Gareth, you've got all these connections in the art world. Go try to find these paintings for me, track them down. So that leads Gareth to starting to investigate, and you kind of get this really cool going on between Eva trying to make sure that her family is going to be provided for by selling her paintings, and then Gareth trying to hunt down these missing paintings. And it becomes pretty obvious that the missing paintings are the copies that Eva is making, but it doesn't come off as eye-rolly like you get with a lot of mystery novels where you're like, come on, put the pieces together, because you have information getting both of their perspectives that they both don't have. So you're waiting for them to get the revelations, and when it happens, they put it together pretty quickly. So it goes on and it builds up that Eva and Gareth end up running into each other. They end up forming a relationship. It starts out, and fair warning for this book, there is a lot of sex. A lot. It gets pretty explicit in some points, but just fair warning for this one. A lot of sex in it. That Eva is kind of a spinster, but this is like the mid 1800s, so I'm pretty sure she's only like 24, 25 years old. And she is, she's accepted that she's going to be a spinster, and she kind of wants to just focus on her art, and she's trying to get a good husband for her sister because her sister's like 19 and she needs to set her up, so she's taken care of. And so throughout this, you have Eva and Gareth who kind of just become a friends with benefits situation. And then there's a point where Eva's like, hey, we're going up to London. We're done. We're not going to be more, we're just going to be friends. And it's them dealing with they obviously have stronger feelings for each other than just being friends. It's actually really sweet, and watching their feelings grow for each other, it's very nice. So anyway, back to the plot. They, shenanigans go down in London where Eva realizes that her copies that she painted are being sold as forgeries, and she kind of goes, oh shit. And then Gareth actually ends up figuring out that someone's selling forgeries of the paintings he's looking for, tracks down. They end up meeting back together, and he confronts her about these, and she's like, no, I didn't know I was selling forgeries. I just was selling these as copies. And he's like, well, where are you getting them? She's like, you don't know? And he's like, well, where are the originals? And she's like, they're here in your house. I thought you knew. And so Gareth proceeds to kick his own ass for a little while, going, I'm a fucking idiot. They were in my house. So they set a trap for some bad guys that are trying to get their hands on the pictures, snag bag tag, and then the end of the book is Gareth proposing to Eva. She says yes. They're going to get married and live happily ever after. It was very sweet. I really liked them as a couple. I like Gareth, and again, I have to really praise this book for how it handles sex and sexuality in the mid 1800s, because Eva, this is a time period where you're not supposed to do that outside of wedlock, but they both do, and Eva doesn't get a lot of guilt over it. She has sex, but she's just like, I'm a spinster, but I'm not going to feel guilty over this. I'm going to enjoy it, so at least I've had sex once. And that's one of the things that Gareth is like, I won't sleep with you unless you're like 100% sure you're not going to regret this in the morning. And that's kind of how their relationship starts. And it was refreshing that there wasn't the boning outside of wedlock regret or using it as a way to trap someone into a marriage. It was very refreshing. The mystery was really well done. I also like the side characters of Eva's sister Rebecca, because she is very intelligent and will chat everyone's ear off about philosophy. There's actually a point where she gets kidnapped and she just drives her kidnappers nuts debating philosophy at them, which I found funny. I also like Gareth's brothers, Ives and Lance. They are the next two in the series. I'm actually considering reading them because both still focus on a mystery element, and I really liked the mystery in this story, so it makes me intrigued to see how the author will do the next one, which is focused on Ives, because he's a lawyer. A woman comes to him in need because her father has been falsely accused, and he will take on cases if the cause is just, so she begs him to help and live. But I want to see the mystery surrounding her dad and how that goes, so I'm very very happy with how this one turned out. I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was refreshing. I liked the art heist. I liked how the pieces all came together at the end. It was very satisfying. Again, what is it with stupid titles that I end up loving them? How to Date Your Dragon and now His Wicked Reputation. I liked them. They were very, very enjoyable. So yeah, next up, When Darkness Comes, I have barely started listening to it, only like 5 minutes in. It seems like there's witchy shenaniganery going on. I'm not sure if this is an urban fantasy or if it's an open world yet. I will let you guys know in a little while. Yeah, I'm like 5 minutes into it, so I don't really have any real initial opinions on it quite yet. But yeah, His Wicked Reputation, fantastic. I loved it. Probably will see the next one in the next crop, Tall, Dark, and Wicked. Again, stupid title, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that is just my opinion. If you have anything you'd like me to take a crack at, leave your comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next couple of days.